What's up guys, how you doing? Adam here, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you my full review of the Drobo 5N network attached storage device. Now this particular one is a 5-bay device which also includes one slot for mSATA SSD if you want to have a hot cache and improve the overall performance. Now looking at the device itself, it's made completely out of metal. It's a very heavy device, completely in black, looks very smart with the gloss front on it, and overall great build quality from Drobo. Now as we come round to the back of the device, Drobo, it seems to be kind of their ethos to keep things very simple, and you can see here all we have is the power on off. We've also got the gigabit Ethernet, and in addition to that we've got the power connector as well. Now on the front we can simply pop off the front and get access to our drives. It's a magnetic front, so no screws are required, and to take the drives in and out is very simple. There's no extra bits that you need or no screws or anything like that. They simply slide in. Now round on the back of the faceplate we can get an indication as to what some of the LED lights are telling us. Obviously red is for failure and green is for healthy, and then there's some others that sit somewhere in between. Now round on the bottom, as I mentioned earlier, we've also got a slot for an mSATA SSD. Now if you put an mSATA SSD in here, that is going to give you a hot cache, and that is going to make the performance of the device just that little bit better for your recent or most frequently accessed data. Now this thing is extremely simple to set up. To do it, all you do is you go to drobo.com, and it's very easy. It walks you through all of the different steps that you need to do, from turning the device on and plugging it in, to inserting all of the drives, all the way through to actually installing the client agent that you need in order to be able to do all of the maintenance and also the administration as well. So Drobo have kept it nice and simple, walking you through the complete process, so even people that are fairly new to the idea of network attached storage will have absolutely no problem getting this installed on either their Windows or their Apple device. Now the dashboard is the piece of software that you can put on your operating system, which enables you to do all of the complete management and maintenance of your Drobo device. Now it comes in a format of both Windows and Mac, so you'll have no problems getting it working for your device, and once you've done all of that and got it all installed, you're then ready to go. Now the dashboard itself, as you can see, very simple application. As soon as you've got the device plugged in and then you've got this installed, it goes away and finds your device on the network and then immediately starts upgrading it to the latest firmware to make sure that as soon as you get started, everything is the latest and greatest. Now once all that is done, you can then start to see the configuration and the details of your particular Drobo. Now once it's finished doing all of the firmware upgrades and building all of the RAID array for you, everything goes green, and then you can really start to drill down and see exactly what is going on inside your Drobo device using the Drobo dashboard. Now you can see here I've got a 2TB drives and then 4 1TB drives, so that gives me 6 terabytes in terms of raw data, but we can also go through and see the actual real capacity that we're going to get from it as well inside the Drobo dashboard. So you can see from the 6 terabytes I'm getting 3.5 terabytes usable, and you can also see the other information as to where the other storage is going to as well. Gives you a complete breakdown of how much of that storage you're using, and then you can also go in and start creating all of your shares as well. So this is simple all the way through, very easy to do. Now all you do is you go through, create your share, give it permissions. You can obviously go through and create more users if you've got more users on your network, and as soon as that's done you can immediately go and connect to it from your Windows device or your Mac device, and you're ready to go. Now in addition to that, we've also got a whole bunch of Drobo apps as well. We've got My Drobo, we've got Drobo Access, Drobo Pix, and there's a whole list of applications in here. I won't go through all of them, but you can slow this down and take a look if you want to have a bit more of a detailed look. But these things go all the way through, right the way to things like Plex Media Server, and one of my absolute favourites as well, we've also got Sickbeard and also Transmission as well. Now I'll show you why I like Sickbeard. I'm really into my TV shows, and Sickbeard gives you a complete automated way of getting all of your TV shows downloaded straight to your Drobo device without you having to do a single thing. So this is fantastic. Every morning you wake up and your latest shows are automatically downloaded directly to your device, and you can just go ahead and watch them from whichever device you want to. You can go back and make sure it downloads all of the previous episodes if you want to, or you can even just tell it to download the new ones. You can tell it to download in certain definitions, maybe high definition or, for example, 4K, and I absolutely love that for keeping full automation of my TV shows. We've got Transmission, which is a torrent client, and there's loads of stuff on here. You can do things like WordPress, you can do Apache, you can put Java on, MySQL. Like I say, the list is kind of endless really, and there's ones being added to them all the time. So it's a fairly functional NAS device. There's a whole bunch of apps in there. Additionally, we can also configure it as well. So for example, if I wanted dual disk redundancy, I can select that there, and even then if we lose 2 disks, we can still continue to work, but it does take up more space. We can go ahead and change the network addresses and anything else we might need to change, along with obviously the administrator password as well. Now, one thing I like about the dashboard is the fact that it integrates with Mac OS X and actually sends you notifications. So when anything happens, they come straight up on your device and tell you exactly what's going on. Anyway, that's the setup procedure and some of the software functionality. Let's work our way through to the actual performance. Now, this has only got a 1 gigabit Ethernet adapter, so the maximum that this is ever going to be able to do is around 100 megabytes per second. So as long as we're getting fairly close to that, we know that we've got pretty much the most performance you're ever going to get. And you can see here on the writes we're getting about 95 megabytes per second, and then on the reads we're just getting ever so slightly more. So this thing is performing exactly as you would expect it to perform, and you're going to get 100 megabytes per second each way, or 1000 megabits per second each way, regardless of how you use it. So it's a well-performing device. It would be nice if they had a bit more Ethernet ports, but they keep it simple. So that's the hardware, the software, and some of the setup detailed for you. In addition to that, there's also some applications as well. You've got the My Drobo application, which is built into the device itself, which, as you saw, we can just install from one click, and that gives you a My Drobo address. So in my case, for example, mrtybox.mydrobo.com, and that way I can get full remote access to my box, regardless of any kind of firewalls or IP addresses or any kind of difficulties like that. In addition to that, we've also got a couple of iOS and Android applications as well. We've got one which is the Drobo Access application, and this literally gives you access to all of your files that you've got on your Drobo, and it's a really nicely written application. It looks nice, it's extremely functional, and like I say, very, very easy to get access to all of your documents whilst you're out and about and on the go, and also obviously from your mobile devices as well. Now, in addition to that, we've also got Drobo Pics. Now, I love the idea of Drobo Pics because the way it works is essentially as soon as you take a photo on your phone, it instantly uploads it to whatever folder you want back in your home or in your office onto your Drobo device. I wish it had a little bit more flexibility, or rather functionality, in the application itself, so I could do some more things like choose what I wanted, when I wanted to upload, how I wanted to upload, whether I wanted to do video and photo, all that kind of stuff. But hopefully that will come in the future. But it's definitely nice that Drobo have added these applications. Now, in addition to all of this, there's a few more features as well that the Drobo has, which kind of make it a little bit more unique in the NAS marketplace. The first one is the RAID functionality. Now, Drobo kind of look at the RAID in a slightly different way to everybody else, in the fact that they don't care if you just put a whole jumble of different drives in. They'll work out the space for you, and they'll give you the best redundancy that you could have for those particular drives, and also the best capacity as well. They even have things, for example, like the virtual hot spare drives. So rather than having a dedicated hot spare that sits there doing nothing all the time until it needs to, they have a virtual hot spare, and that way you can use all your drives, all the capacity, all the time. And if you have an issue with one of them, it automatically rebuilds so you're ready to go as well. So all in all, what do I think of the Drobo 5N? It's definitely a nice NAS device. It's well made. The
Software is extremely reliable, works well. The RAID side of things, which I think has kind of been Drobo's main push over the past few years, works great. You can literally just have an assortment of dryers. You can take them out, put them back in, as long as you only do one at a time. And it's great. It comes in at a good price point as well. And I think the thing that I like the most about it is the fact that you could start yourself off, for example, with the Drobo 5N, which has got 5 bays. You could maybe go out and get some small drives, which are fairly inexpensive. And then as time goes on, you could buy one every month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months or whatever the case may be. You can just take it out, put it in, and you can gradually build your storage repertoire. So over a period of time, you can actually build that up to make it the size that you want it to be without having to initially go out and lump out a huge amount of money. So all in all, very, very pleased with it. The performance is fine for the gigabit Ethernet that it's got. If it had faster networking, it could probably go faster than that. So I wish it kind of had maybe several network ports. But I think the main idea really with the Drobo is just simplification. Everything's a lot simpler with the Drobo, and I think they probably want to keep it that way. As soon as you start having multiple Ethernet adapters, you've got to start pairing them and teaming them, and that gets complicated for your normal consumer. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. I appreciate every single like and view that you give me. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next one. See ya.